by a fourth-year NFLer, former standout from the University of Texas. Had a career-high 3 touchdown catches against Chicago on Sunday. Packers were unbeaten. They host Denver on Sunday. Jermichael Finley is my guest. Jermichael, nice to have you. How are you?
How you doing, big guy?
Good, man. How about you?
Doing great, man.
Yeah, listen, I appreciate the tweet. You wrote, about to go on the radio with Jim Rome. Here in a second, tune in, hashtag Yotto. You've been hashtagging things with Yotto. What does that stand for? What does that mean?
Oh, man. It's Yotto, the year of the takeover.
Yotto, year of the takeover. All right,
yes,
you had a pretty good one working last year when you went TGIF, thank God it's Finley. Talk about the year of the takeover. In what regard? What do you mean?
Year of the takeover, I had it last year, but, I got out the 4th game of the season with a knee injury, so we're going to start Yotto again this year, and we're going to label it part 2.
All right, so you brought it back this year, part 2. When you went down with that knee injury, you knew maybe you didn't know at that time that something special was happening, but as you were sitting out and you were rehabbing, you could see something special developing. What was it like not to be a part of it?
Oh, man, it was a bittersweet thing, as my team was winning and, heading to the Super Bowl, it was just a great thing that my team was, going to the Super Bowl because, and I know that it's hard to get to the Super Bowl in the NFL.
Do you always feel like no matter what, you're a part of the team because, your heart and soul are in it? Or when you're not in the trenches with the guys, does it maybe feel like you're not, no matter how hard you're working off to the side?
Oh, man, the trenches is, it's some fire up in there. But, I was coming in every day when I was hurt, giving the guys high fives and good job. And, it's just one of those things you just got to deal with and get stronger.
Jermichael Finley joining us on the program. What was it like coming back from the injury? Having not gone through something quite like that before, what was it like to rehab that thing and come back? And how long was it before you could really trust it and do what you'd always done?
Oh, man, it was crucial, man. I had a long rehab session, and with that rehab, I had to get stronger by that. But it was something different to me. I never had a death in my family. So the rehab and being injured was probably one of the hardest things that I've been through.
I think to fully understand the game you just had and the way you're playing right now, people need to understand what you went through, not only to rehab the injury, but to come out of that with a staph infection. That is really, really scary stuff. When you found out what that was and what that meant, how scary was it?
It was scary, man, because I had it once before in high school, but not as bad as I had it after the injury. So I had got that phone call from Dr. McKenzie. He just said, come in, and I had got checked, and he told me that I had staph, had to go get it drained, and it was a scary sight, man. It was real scary. Really scary,
and having gone through it once before, you had to be like, are you kidding me? Not again, right?
Yeah, I was like, can I please get some meds in my body that's never going to make the staph come back?
Yeah, right, get it out of me. Jermichael Finley joining us. All right, so you persevere, you get through all that, and now you're playing at a really high level. You're coming off a game where you had 7 receptions, 85 yards, and 3 touchdowns. In fact, do you feel like you've ever had a better game than the one you just played?
Tell you the truth, I never had a better game than I had. Pop Warner, Little League football, high school, college, never had a game like that. So it's something nice to do it against the Bears, too. So
you come off the field, you beat a rival, you have a great game, and your quarterback, Aaron Rodgers, says a lot of really positive things about you. He's talking about what you're doing, the way you're playing, the level you're playing at, but he does make a point of saying he's got to tighten it up a little bit with some of the mental mistakes. Do you think he was just answering a question, or was he trying to send you a message? Where was he going with that, do you think?
I think he was answering a message. I think he got blown out of proportion a little, but, he's a quarterback, and, he watched film like crazy, and if he saw what he saw, it's true. So what I got to do is go tighten it up and get better by it. And like I say, he's the quarterback, and he's the big dog.
Jermichael, either you're playing it straight and politically correct, or it really didn't bother you. Was there any part of you that was like, come on, 12, you can tell me that, but did you have to tell everybody else that? It's one of those things inside you say that, but at the same time, like I say, he's touching the ball every snap, so you got to do your job and stay straight. Yeah, and in fact, it's not an easy job because, the good thing is he's got lots of different guys that he has to get the ball to, but the tough part of that job is he's got lots of different guys that he's got to get the ball to. Is there any way that all of you are ever going to be really happy? Oh, yeah, we're going to be happy, of course. We 3-0. It's hard to come by a win, and
and we winning, pretty good. So I don't think no one would get unhappy until the L's come in effect.
You know, Jermichael, you look at what you bring to the table. You've got this crazy athletic ability, and you've got God-given talent that most guys will never, ever see. And you come into a system where you see a couple of guys that have been there before and put up numbers. What's it like as a young guy, despite whatever gifts you have, to see guys like Greg Jennings and Donald Driver, the way they go to work, the way they carry themselves? As a young guy, how much have you learned from them?
Oh, man, I learned a ton, man. Just seeing how they go about their job and seeing how they come to work, just being the same person every day is, it really helps me out. And just glad to be on the team with guys like that. And you couldn't ask for more.
You know, it seems like some of them, your teammates, your coaches, have talked about your maturity, about how far you've come in the last 4 years. Do you feel like that's the case, that you've kind of really applied yourself that way and that you've matured and come along and that you're leading yourself now?
No doubt. I just know my role on this team, and my role is to help my team win and just play my style of ball. And that's what I've been bringing to the table, and I will forever bring it to the table as long as I'm a Packer.
What was it like? You were born and raised in Texas. You get to Wisconsin, you get to Green Bay, something totally different than anything you've ever been accustomed to. What was it like when you first got there, and what's it like now to live and work there?
First thing when I got here, I was like, where's everything? Where do I go shopping? Where do I go to eat? Like, where's it at? And, they had us in the wing gate when we first got here. So, if you've seen the wing gate, you would know what I'm talking about. So it was a change, man, coming from Austin to Green Bay.
What about the weather? When you first got kind of a feeling for the winter, right? What's it like to play and work in that weather?
Oh, man, it's crucial, man. It's something you really got to have your mind right. Running on the field and getting ready for the game, you got to have your mind all the way right.
Hey, Jermichael, before you go, in terms of that ring, you've got the ring. Do you feel like you're all in on that ring? Do you feel like the way it's supposed to feel when you have a ring, or is there kind of a but, and do you want to make sure you get one on your own where you've played the entire year?
Right. That's the first ring we got, and the standards we got here as a Packer, they're real high. So the first ring, I do feel a part of it. But when you get 1, 2, 3, 4 rings, that first ring nobody think about. So that's our plan here.
All right, Jermichael Finley joining us. He is back. Great to have you on the show. Appreciate the visit. Good luck, all right?
All right, thanks, Ron.
Thank you. Yodo, you're the takeover. Jermichael Finley. Very freaky guy athletically. Extremely athletic. Well, Aaron Rodgers, he is running that show. Hey, you had a great game there. You had a great game. Glad you had 3 touchdown receptions. There were a couple of mental errors, though, that I'd like to point out. You got to tighten that up now. Could have been 4. Hey, he might be the best quarterback in the NFL right now. He's got the football in his hand. Jermichael said that best. He's the one touching the ball every single play. You got to stay straight. Well, he's got some weapons, too. All right, so that's Jermichael Finley. Hashtag Yodo. I like